Today we're talking about blondes. Oh my god, thanks, but not these blondes, Dutch. What's up guys, DMZTV here. It's your host Cheyenne.
And your co-host Travis.
And today we're going to be doing a breakdown on the tobacco blondes, not the actual blondes. In fact, you know what? Bring the other blonde back. I'm tired of Travis. Alright guys, today we're going to be discussing on how to approach a blonde. We have 3 blondes in front of us, and Travis is going to give us a quick breakdown of them.
Oh man, these are some beautiful blondes. And you know what, they look differently, but you know what the similarity is? They're all Virginia Flue cured tobacco. We have a red, a brown, and a beautiful golden.
Golden leaf.
Yeah.
Alright. And now we're going to be going into the breakdown of how to pack these blondes in a bowl with different pack methods. Most common, of course. Alright, so we're going to be showing you the 3 most common packing methods for blonde leaves. There's definitely more, but these are the 3 that are typically most used. Travis is going to demonstrate for us a fluff pack. While he's doing that, I'm just going to give you a breakdown of what a fluff pack actually is. A fluff pack is basically when you just sprinkle the tobacco in the bowl and you're not really messing with it that much, meaning there's going to be a lot of air gaps, and we'll show you in a minute what we mean by air gaps. Fluffing the tobacco is not good for all brands, but typically for blonde it actually is. Now, you see what he's doing right now? He's sprinkling it into the bowl. He's not really putting much thought into it, except sprinkling like you would sprinkles on a cake, essentially. Right now, he's sprinkling it around. He's just adjusting with his finger, and he's gonna go back with the poker and just kind of move the leaves around to keep a nice airflow going through it. You wanna see holes to the bottom, because if you don't see holes to the bottom, you move to another level, and we'll show you that in a minute. But basically, he's just adjusting it. He's not doing much else with it. He's adjusting it. He's not pushing it down at all, because then it would not be a fluff pack. And you'll notice there's going to be plenty of air gaps. Again, the air gaps are good for a fluff pack. Now, for example, this would be a fluff to the rim. Let me show them. This is a fluff to the rim. Next, he's going to demonstrate for us a normal pack. Going to dump it out and do it again so you guys can visually see this. The difference between a normal and a fluff pack is you're essentially just putting slightly more tobacco. There's going to be less air gaps, and it's really common for certain brands like Alfaker and anything amongst that area that you really want to do normal pack. Normal pack is like the standard of what we were used to back in the day before there were so many different brands that came out.
Oh, simpler time.
Simpler time. We got so many to deal with now. It gets complicated, but it's really not. Once you get the basic 3 for blondes, you're good to go. It may look the same, but notice now he's applying a little pressure with his finger. He's just essentially bringing the tobacco down a little more in density, so there's going to be slightly less air pockets, but you're still going to have some. Let's see. And this would be what I consider, and Travis would consider, a normal pack. Slightly more dense. As you can see around, there's not as much air gaps in here. And that's all it is. This is basically adding tobacco to make it a little more dense. Now, the last method for certain brands is semi-dense. Semi-dense is you're going one more density more than normal pack. So you see what we're doing here. You're going from fluff, which is sprinkle, normal pack, which is essentially a sprinkle with a little more tobacco and less space, so you have less air gaps. And semi-dense is less air gaps than all of those basically put together. Semi-dense is common in brands such as Haze. If you haven't seen a Haze, you don't have to worry about it. Basically, these are the most common blonde leaf packs, and with this knowledge, you could really get the hang and pack any tobacco, except for dark leaf. Dark leaf is a completely different story, and those require extra steps from semi-dense. You'd go to dense and then an extra dense, but we're not discussing dark leaves today. We're discussing blondes. And a semi-dense would look like this. As you can see, it's much denser than a fluff pack. It's slightly more dense than a normal pack. And essentially, this is perfect for a brand like Haze. And with that, this is the knowledge you guys have gained from us to show you what we mean by different packs. When you hear us discussing the video, like, oh, I fluffed this, or I packed this like normal, or I semi-densed it. These are terminology that should just be understood. It's not complicated, and this is good for you guys to know. Now, we're gonna just smoke a bowl and show our experiences with the blonde. Alright guys, I see a lot of questions in the comment section of what this device actually is. All this is a hookah starter. What do I mean by that? It's basically just a vacuum pump. All it's doing is, essentially this is replicating your mouth. You put the hose tip in here, and you turn on the button, and when you turn on the button, it's gonna suck it like you're sucking a hookah hose. Watch. With that being said, as you can see on the bottom, there was bubbles. I'll demonstrate again. Pay attention to the bubbles. It's gonna act as if it was me sucking on the hookah to start it, but it makes it much faster. Now that the hookah started, Travis is gonna demonstrate on how to foil this bowl for us and the proper hole poke techniques that we think. Again, that's all subjective and it's all opinions on that point, but this is just a quick little demonstration for the newer people watching on how you foil a bowl. Because I see a lot of people when they foil it, there's not foil tight, and you really need the bowl to be drum tight. Like, you need to be able to play the drum on it. If it's not, then the foil sags, and it could restrict the flow of air into the spire, and it's going to cause like a restriction, or it's just going to start burning the tobacco. And it depends on how low it's going. It's currently putting some holes in the bowl. 3 rows is what you're doing, Travis?
Yep, that's what it looks like.
So this is going to be strictly a coal bowl, yeah?
Yeah, this is how I would prefer to smoke with foil and cubes alone, without a heat management device.
So again, I'm just going to reiterate what he says. This bowl is for use with just coal. Typically a bowl this size will have 3 cubes on it. 3 cubes, description of a cube would be this coal right here, for example. It's going to be 1 on each quarter, so it's going to be a third. It's 1 on each third of the bowl, if that makes sense.
It definitely does.
Alright
There
guys.
you go, Shy.
This would be the finished product of a foil bowl.
It's got enough air holes to keep your charcoal alive the entire time. You don't have to worry about blacking out.
Correct. What we have in the Apache medium and the hookah currently, we got a nice blonde leaf in there. It's an orange flavor, and we're going to just demonstrate some clouds, you know, from a normal pack. It's delicious. I promise you, this is a fantastic flavor.
Oh, it is absolutely amazing.
As you can see, almost there. Give it a second. As you can see, the results speak for itself. Depending on the pack you put out, you're gonna get nice clouds. But again, depending on the brand, you'll have different results. And you really want to be lenient to what that brand prefers. And if you follow the video on the basic packing methods, you could really get there and really bring that session to another level on how the tobacco would like to perform and how the tobacco would like to get packed. Moral of the story is, blondes can be fun if you know how to pack them right. Now, don't forget to like the video, if you liked it, of course. Don't forget to comment in the comment sections if you have anything else you'd like to input on blondes in general. And don't forget to subscribe as well. Please do. With that, DMZ TV out. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Thank God, I got tired of looking at Travis.